Right now, gravity is quietly destroying your spine. Your jaw is too small to fit your own teeth. And hidden deep inside your abdomen is a dormant organ that could randomly rupture and kill you on a perfectly normal Tuesday. You are not the pinnacle of evolution. You are a biological mess, a stitched-together survival machine running on millions of years of outdated software. The horrifying truth? The very traits that kept our prehistoric ancestors alive in the Stone Age are actively trying to kill us today. Welcome to the human glitch. We will reveal exactly which internal organ is a ticking time bomb and why evolution forgot to remove it in just a moment. But first, let's examine the biggest, most painful design flaw in human history, a mistake you are making right now, standing up. Look at a chimpanzee. Their spine is shaped like a simple arch, perfectly engineered to distribute body weight evenly, like a suspension bridge. Moving on four limbs means their lower back takes almost zero stress. Now look at a human skeleton. Around 6 million years ago, our early ancestors made a radically dangerous evolutionary gamble, bipedalism. They stood up on two legs. This freed our hands to craft tools, build weapons, and eventually construct modern civilization. But mechanically, it was an absolute disaster. To make upright walking possible, evolution didn't build a new skeleton from scratch. It simply took that horizontal suspension bridge spine and violently bent it backward into an S shape. Pause for a second. Sit up straight. Feel that slight tension in your lower back? That's not just bad posture. That is the ghost of a 6 million-year-old mistake. Imagine taking a slinky, standing it straight up, and placing a heavy bowling ball, your head, right on top of it. Gravity is constantly crushing your vertebrae together. This is exactly why 80% of humans will experience severe lower back pain in their lifetime. You aren't sitting in your office chair wrong, you are walking on a spine that was literally meant to hang from a tree. And the glitches don't stop there. Standing upright forced our pelvis to become narrower to keep us balanced while walking. But at the exact same time in our evolutionary history, our brains were rapidly expanding. A narrow pelvis combined with a massive skull created a deadly mathematical problem for childbirth. For the vast majority of human history, birth was one of the leading causes of death, all because our ancestors wanted their hands free. Let's move from your spine to your face. For millions of years, early hominids had massive, heavy jaws lined with 32 robust teeth. They needed them. Surviving meant spending 6 to 8 hours a day grinding up raw roots, tough bark, and uncooked meat. Then, everything changed. We harnessed fire. We started cooking. Cooking pre-digested the meat and softened the plants, giving us an instant calorie boost without the grueling effort of chewing. Our bodies quickly realized that growing and maintaining a massive, heavy jaw was a massive waste of energy. Over thousands of generations, our faces flattened out, and our jaws shrank significantly. But there was one catastrophic oversight. Evolution forgot to update the genetic tooth count. Your DNA is still stubbornly printing out 32 teeth, but your modern, highly evolved jaw only has room for 28. The result? Impacted wisdom teeth. Instead of growing straight up, these massive prehistoric molars crash horizontally into your other teeth, causing agonizing pain, cysts, and deadly infections. Before modern dentistry, a severely impacted wisdom tooth wasn't just a painful inconvenience, it was a literal death sentence. Your own body is trying to grow body parts that no longer fit inside your skeleton. But perhaps the most destructive glitch of all isn't physical, it is psychological. In the Stone Age, the rules of survival were brutally simple. If a threat appeared, your brain instantly flooded your bloodstream with adrenaline and cortisol. Your heart rate exploded. Your blood thickened to prevent bleeding out, and your digestive system completely shut down to redirect all available energy to your muscles. This is the legendary fight-or-flight response. It kept our ancestors from being eaten. Once the physical threat was gone, the chemical flood faded, and the body relaxed. Today, you don't face apex predators. You face heavy traffic, looming deadlines, credit card bills, and passive-aggressive emails. But here is the terrifying reality. Your prehistoric brain cannot tell the difference between a hungry predator and an incoming text message from your boss. Every single time your phone buzzes with bad news, your brain violently hits the exact same panic button it used to survive the Ice Age. The problem? Modern stress doesn't disappear in 5 minutes. It lingers. Your body is constantly marinated in toxic levels of cortisol. This chronic false alarm state actively destroys your immune system, raises your blood pressure, accelerates cellular aging, and is a leading cause of heart disease. Your ancient survival software is quite literally wearing down your modern hardware. Now, remember that ticking biological time bomb I mentioned at the start of the video? The ultimate prehistoric leftover hiding in your abdomen? It is your appendix. Millions of years ago, before hominids learned to cook or hunt efficiently, survival meant eating tough, fibrous plants, tree bark, and rough foliage. To extract any nutrients from this incredibly dense material, our ancestors needed a massive, specialized fermentation chamber in their gut. That was the appendix. It was a crucial, life-saving organ. But as human diets evolved to include softer cooked foods and meats, we no longer needed a heavy fermentation chamber. The organ shrank down into a tiny, narrow, dead-end tube attached to your large intestine. But evolution didn't erase it entirely. Instead, it just sits there, completely useless for digestion, acting as a perfect anatomical trap for stray bacteria and hardened waste. When it inevitably gets blocked, it swells, it becomes heavily inflamed, and if it isn't surgically removed in time, it bursts, spilling toxic, infectious waste directly into your abdominal cavity. It is a leftover evolutionary ghost from millions of years ago that can abruptly and painfully end your life on a random afternoon. The human body is not a miracle of intelligent, flawless design. It is a messy, chaotic scrapbook of evolutionary compromises. We have knees that buckle under our own weight, jaws too small for our own teeth, an alarm system that gives us heart attacks over emails, and an appendix that occasionally tries to assassinate us from the inside. But here is the most incredible part. Despite all of these fatal biological glitches, we survived. We didn't survive because of our fragile spines or our flawed teeth. We survived because of the one organ that evolution got absolutely right, our brains. We couldn't outrun the predators, so we built traps. We couldn't chew raw meat, so we invented fire. And when our appendix ruptures, we use modern medicine to cut it out and keep going. We are a beautifully broken species, surviving purely on extreme intelligence and stubborn willpower. If you want to discover more mind-blowing facts about human biology, history, and the glitches of our world, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. And I want to know, have you ever had your wisdom teeth or appendix removed? Did prehistoric biology try to take you down? Let me know in the comments below.